Hello, hello, hello. See one person in there. One second. Hey, what's going on, man? Yep, it's pretty sizable. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get this started. And I do remember your name from, because I think on my main account for YouTube, I'm subscribed to you. I just started showing off the Eclipse gag reels. Oh, there's some great things, man. I think once I move my main over to Ultras, I'll probably move my Ultras currently back to Eclipse, back to Adamantoise and throw in Eclipse, and then whenever the next expansion comes out, just buy the jump potion, so I can basically skip all of Stormblood. Okay, so I'm opening this fresh. I have no idea what to expect. Yeah. Yeah. So here we go. Crack this open. All right. So right away, we have this runner, like armor parts. Then there is all the water slide decals on this thing. Really, Jen can't chat? Odd. She's not logged in her YouTube account? I'll have to play around with the chat settings because I didn't want... might have gone a little overzealous in some of the things I put in there. So... that's a lot of decals. Yeah. And these are all water slides, but that's why I have these. Very precise scissors. And there's the eye stickers on there. And you can't really see it because it's behind the decals, but there is the actual... let me see if I can shake this. There's the big beam rifle. That's how long the damn thing is. It's a big gun. That's the first runner, and here's the next runner. And let's see what we got here. So there's the actual shield. And if you look at the front of the box, the side of the kind of see it on the side there. So for proportion's sake, that's how big this shield actually is, and that's the shield right there. So it's, yeah. Let me see here, and there's the blue part of the shield, and that's actually like part of the torso right there. And I think that is too. So big kit, big box. And this is what's called a Verka. I feel like the box art is a little bit different. Like normally on a master grade, you get like, oh yeah, this will be, I'll just pull the one I'm doing for you guys. They're normally like this. It has like artwork. But like on this guy, I'll show you. I realize there's something on this one. As you can see, it's like different. It's got a little bit more fancy. And the Verka thing is means it's designed by one of their designers, Hajime Gatoki. And when I know you guys know Endless Waltz, and that is actually the guy who designed all those redesigns for Endless Waltz. And I can't believe I missed this, but there's the head. So again, he's big. And here we go. This is another runner, and that's its waist, right there. 2 parts of the waist, and that's the front leg skirt armor. Yeah, exactly. And I think there's some more of the chest pieces right there. Let's see what we got here. Kind of weird, 2 small runners in a big, oversized bag. I think it's just some more of the blue. It's a nice navy blue in there too, and just some gray there. Okay, here's some cool stuff. So there's a little bit of red on this kit, and that's actually the cockpit right there is clear, and there's the actual eyes right there. Now I'm not sure if this can take an LED or not, but the fact that there's a clear part right there, maybe. I'll have to look in the manual. I want to show you something cool on this thing too. If I can just get these things to shift. Alright, so those are the hands on this kit. These actually are like these older style ones where they're actually like, they clamp down like an actual hand. So, a little bit difficult to pose some of these things, especially with the heavy stuff, but still freaking cool. This next little bag, those are just fuel tanks that go on its back. Yeah, actually, 1 second. The LED, they actually have their own LEDs, and I think I have one right here. Yeah, here we go. So this is actually one I've been setting aside for a kit, but what? They're pretty bright. Just need to tighten the screw on that one. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and that, like, they usually go inside the chest, and there's usually enough clear things in there to illuminate it up. But yeah, I think I just need to tighten the screw on this guy. Yeah, that's all. Like I have one that I was working on my vacation that actually takes 2 LEDs, one at the front and one at the back. But it ended up, I ended up fucking up the decals too much, and I basically need to. And I screwed up some of the parts cutting out. I need to order another kit, but I'm just holding on to that. It actually damaged my $50 clippers too. Like I actually put a edge deformation on it. I was like, Jesus Christ. So there's much more white. It's just various armor pieces. It's a really kind of like a really striking looking suit. Things are just like all white like this. Now we're getting to its meat and bone. So this is more waist parts right there, and there's its actual like collar. That's its part, like where its head houses, where you notice the head in. And there's part of like the bazooka. And of course, you have the beam sabers. There's like the bazooka. Okay, this is the frame. So these are actually a bunch of frame pieces, and these are like parts of the legs you can see there. It's like the lower leg and like the shin. And some verniers there. And I believe it's its heel. That's what I'm thinking, it's its heel. And these are more frame parts. those are its hip joints right there. Those really do look like it. It's a big kit, and so it's a lot of plastic. Yep. There is a mobile suit that does have a giant dick. And I'm not making that up. I'll show it to you in Discord. It was actually funny because they did a feature film to close out the main story, like the original series, like go at the end of the arc, and I believe in 1989. And what happened was there were two designs for the Gundam and Char's mobile suit. Each of them got two designs, and the losing one of each of them got to put in a manga adaptation of it. And Char's one was, so this is the actual one that made it into the movie. This is like a chibi version of the Sazabi. But the other one was called the Nightingale. And this thing was massive. It had this big giant ass that like stretched out like it was like a fucking horse. Like it actually kind of looked like a centaur with like big shoulder pads. And but it had a giant dick. I think it was actually a cannon. So, and now we're on to the manual, and this feels like a comic book. I mean, that's a pretty thick spine. So, so that's a Verka kit. Is that? Yep. And then this is what's cool about these. They're just showing off like things you can pose with it. So it's actual, the beam sabers can be housed in its wrist. You can actually sort of do like almost like a Wolverine type thing. There's three weapon. Well, there's the bazooka, the beam rifle. Then it's actually shield has I think missiles on it that can fire. And I think what that's doing is explaining how like this played into the development. Like this was sort of. This is the new Gundam and the High New. Those kind of like these all build into that. Oh god damn it! I need to change my message settings because it's like out for review. So and there's just more of the mobile suits from Gundam Unicorn, and this is actually a variation. So these are the alternate sort of things because what they do is MSV is kind of like. I guess a director's cut of things, like one of the other options they came up with, like concepts that they thought about using in the movie, but then they developed their own like side plots for it. So or series, it's actually really cool. And this is typically what they do is they show all the different runners, and there's parts that an X in there that you're not going to use. So looking at it, like that whole runner, it's weird because you're taking away a lot of these big parts that you're not going to use. And then moving on, and it starts on the body. So it starts on the body, and then it kind of goes on to the head. And this, I'm looking at this. This is all pretty straightforward stuff, to be honest. And then we're getting into the arms, and this looks like it actually has you build the arms almost complete. Until the very last minute when you put the elbow almost like simultaneously, and that's actually what I prefer when they do that. And there's its hands. You can see how the hands are like work there. Sort of fold them together, then they actually become like a hand. And then you're just moving on to does a shoulder connections. Then there's like the actual waist, and then these legs are going to be a nightmare. Yep, so this is where we start the legs. So 14, 15, 6. So yeah, like 3 pages of the manual are dedicated to the legs. I actually find it very relaxing. After a day of being at a computer screen all day, just doing analysis on like whatever I do. Kind of, I need to do something creative. It's the only way it really mellows me out, balances me out. So there's that. So it's backpack, and then you get into the guns, the weaponry. And so this was really wild. So there's all that detail on the inner housing of the bazooka, and then there's a shroud that's going to go over it. So it's really great that you can do, like exactly, like building, like working on, like that's what this is. It's like working on a car. Like I used to customize my computer a lot, and that was my sort of thing. And when I played paintball, I was on like this quest to find the lowest operating pressure I could that would still fire at the feet per second I needed to. And that was a lot of fun. And then you just sort of see it all put together. And then this is where they explain how to do all those decals. It's a lot. And if you want to paint it, there's a color guide there, which really, I mean, it's not that difficult. The Sinanju Stein. It's weird. Certain things, I do think they'd look better blank, like the decals. But I think just because this thing is all white, the majority of it, I think you kind of need to have that extra definition on there. Otherwise, it's just not going to look, plus, this isn't a cheap kit, so I actually want to put the time into it. Yeah, I can see that too. But they're actually pretty, when I look at it, it's pretty Spartan, actually. You actually find a picture of where it actually has it on. Like if you look at the the completed one there, they're not overbearing. It's pretty Spartan for what it is. So I'm going to leave that out. Put it all back in. I'm excited about this, but because I did the voting thing, wall-to-wall stickers. Yeah, some people when they do like their custom stuff, I'm just like, man, seriously? That's a wall of like. It looks like a New York. I mean, even some of them, I'm just like how. Like, okay, I know you're in physics, so the whole idea of these machines is absolutely illogical, right? Like it's the truth of it. But even going into that. Some of this custom stuff people do, I'm just like, huh. I'll close with this, though. There was one guy who this YouTube channel interviewed, and he's interesting because this is his creative hobby, but he's actually a mechanical engineer by trade. And so what he does is when he does his customization, he actually tries to put in like realistic pistons when he does them. So it would actually have the hydraulics to move the way it does. And his stuff looks really great. But then again, he's bringing, an engineering background into what he does. So that makes a big difference. So there you can see part of the box. Hold it back. Here. Sit on my lap. I mean, okay. I'm 5'7". This is basically taking up my entire torso. Big thing. Anyway, thanks again, everyone who joined and watching. Thanks for watching. And I will get started on this weekend. I'll get started on this thing. 1 second. Which I know people are waiting for. I can pick it up. I'm guessing Jen's kind of going a little bit wild right now after seeing that. Oh, darn. But yep, so I will get started on the winners bracket on the stream this weekend. Now we start on the tall geese. There is one thing about this kit that pisses me off. Why? Why couldn't they just give us plastic parts for those? Really? Like foil stickers for coloring part of the kit, like on a master grade. No, I'm sorry, man. I can't forget that. What that was? No, that's actually I think it's those yellow parts on there. There's stickers for those yellow parts on its thrusters. Yep. I don't know. I might, maybe later in the week, I'm going to probably get to work on the kit for you and Jen, and I'll work on that. Maybe I'll broadcast that on Wednesday when I get a chance to put some real time into that. I don't know. If you guys are around and you want to watch what I'm working on, just let me know. Oh, no problem. Hey, I'm actually trying to get it done, so try to clean out. I want to finish those up before I jump on what people voted for on Instagram. But I really like streaming because I work a lot faster when I have an audience. All right. Thanks again, everyone. John and whoever else is in there. Again, thanks for joining. And I'll see you next time. Bye.